This is Capcom's Legendary Wings, circa 1988. Let me tell you, when I was in high school when this game came out, and you see, I saw the packaging with the blonde guy with the wings and the gun and the Wonder Woman boots and the purple-colored background on the packaging. Let's just say I thought the game was kind of funny, and didn't pay much mind to it in 1988. And when I sat down and do this review, I didn't expect much. And let me tell you, I was fucking floored that this game was as good as it actually was. I may have a new favorite Nintendo game for the NES. It was that surprisingly good. So the general premise is this: you control the flying wing guy with the Wonder Woman boots and the laser gun. And you start out with a rather weak gun, and it's at the surface, it's your basic flying, scrolling shooter. But you are in a unique position where you're not in an airplane or a spaceship. You just have your wings. And there's various numbers of power-ups located throughout the game. Each one upgrades your weapon. And an interesting little touch, if you have an upgraded weapon and you take damage from a bullet, all it does is reduce your weapon to the previous one. It doesn't actually kill you. And if you lose all your weapon upgrades from getting hit by bullets or flying heads or what have you, then you die. And your other button on the NES controller, you use to launch these bombs for ground-based enemies that aren't flying. So it's some interesting gameplay. And quite frankly, it's pretty rock solid. And as a Capcom game, that's not a guaranteed thing. Capcom had some pretty iffy ports. You see that? I think that was a bonus stage that I just missed. And so on my second run through, I went back to try and get into that little gust of wind that came out of there. And I was successful, as you'll see in a second. Alright, here's where the game maker started to lose me a little. The bonus stage is not a bonus stage, but a lucky stage. And apparently you're in ancient Egypt for your lucky stage. And you collect these little Egyptian icons located throughout this catacomb of a pyramid or something along those lines. And it is a nice touch. I guess lucky was a bad translation in Japanese for bonus. But either way, the plot line, if it has much of one, this is where they lost me. But it's still a pretty cool little touch. It was nice to fly my guy through ancient Egypt for a little bit before I got back to the business of shooting flying heads and other things that were trying to kill me. By the way, did you catch that? I thought that was a pretty bullshit move. Put those walls there where you can't pass. I mean, I'm assuming if you have a powerful enough weapon, you can blast through them, but that wasn't the case, and it just killed me, took a life away that I just so happened to earn a bonus life in that stage, but it just took it away anyway. So yeah, that kind of sucked. So in spite of our main character's, let's say, alternate lifestyle, and the level and enemy design that was probably influenced by some number of psychedelic drugs, we have a pretty decent game, and I'm going to say more than pretty decent. We have an excellent game for the NES. it's a challenging game. Don't get me wrong. You definitely benefit from using a controller with a turbo button. That sure would have made things easier. I didn't use one for this, but I probably could have benefited greatly from it. Oh, and here's the end boss of Stage 1. And wait till you see, after you kill these two evil dog-headed winged statues that shoot snowballs at you, you'll see the main boss. There he is. F***ing dragon, that's awesome. And he dive bombs you while shooting fire. One of the cooler end bosses I've seen. I didn't expect that at all. Definitely neat. This game is going to have high replay value for me. I know that. I'm going to go back to it and try to get to a couple of later levels and see what's out there for it. I definitely recommend you pick it up. It's a pretty solid game, despite the protagonist being a Wonder Woman go-go boot wearing winged fellow with a laser gun. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. I'm your host, Dommy, for Classic Games Revisited. Until next time.